Hi everybody. So, you've heard about the Super NES coming out, and the NES came out with the HDMI ports, and you were wondering, man, I really wish that Sega would do the same thing, right? Well, guess what? They did. $69 I got it from GameStop. Was it worth it? With, I don't know, 85 games? It even says right on there. 85 games with like a whole bunch of actual games that you will actually want to play and everything, right? HDMI compatible. This should be everything in the world, right? Plus it has top loader support. That should be cool, right? The fuck is this? Like how? Who in their right mind programmed this? How can you program something this bad? So, I'm gonna go from the top. For starters, this is my Sega Genesis. Yeah, it looks weird. These stickers were from an actual pinball machine game back in the day when I was young. And this other stickers are from when I was actually a Boy Scout. Yes, I was a Boy Scout in my time. You can see it has some dust on it and everything. But this is a Sega Genesis, and you know how hard it is to kind of HDMI these things now. You're spending a pretty penny. But when I saw that, I was like, you know what? It should be cool. Look at the size of that thing. It is small as hell compared to this thing. Like, side by side. Look at that. Small. Compact. Shouldn't be a problem, right? But boy, oh howdy, where I was wrong. You want to know where I started off wrong? The first thing? Well, let's turn to the telly. I'm going to have to do this via camera-wise because, I can't HDMI it and record it off the TV yet. So, I'm going to do my original and I'm going to show you everything, okay? So, take it from the top. Now, I got the TV perfectly set up. I'm going to go through my collection of games. And it's not the fact... Here's the thing. I'm not going to... I can't play the other one because I don't have controllers for it. I'm trying to buy some soon. And I'm going to show you what happens when I do this in AVI format, okay? So, here's all the games. The games that are important to me right now. I'm going to play these few games and everything because the few other games that do work are fine. And I'll explain the games that work on this system. We have Monopoly. Perfectly works on the system. Sonic & Knuckles. Perfectly works on the system and is already on the system. Mortal Kombat 2. Works perfectly on the system, it's on the system. Street Fighter, surprisingly. Eternal Champions. After some fiddling around, it works. But I swear to you, the controls for this game is so finicky that you don't even want to deal with it unless you get wired. That's how finicky the controls are. Now, on to the problems. Whew! Alright. College Slam. A game I've been waiting to review for you guys for the longest of times, okay? The longest of times, alright? So, I'm going to show you the basic of it playing on the old system. It's got 50 different logos to go through it. Takes a long time to get through. Trying just to, let people know where this is officially. Usually I'll be able to try to skip this, but I can't. But after you get through all the logos, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of logos. Yeah, it's a lot. Got kicking tunes. Everything looks decent. The screen's actually widened out and everything. Looks good. Right? Alright, that's one. That was College Slam. This is Mega Bomberman. Mind you, I have to jimmy rig this because it doesn't properly function the way I want it to. I think I touched the cartridge. Hold on. There it goes. Mind you, I could be skipping this, but I can't because I don't have the Wi-Fi capabilities of doing this. So, excuse for the long wait times. Shows up perfectly fine. And you only need to know all that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. That's all. That's all I'm gonna leave right there. And then the last one, Sega 6-pack. Back in the glory days when Sega knew, like, you know what, let me give you 6 games in one. Like, holy shit, can you imagine, like, nowadays we get 3 games and stuff like that, but back in the day, 6 in one, holy shit, that was amazing, right? And we got a working thing here. I would test out the games, but remember, no controller. Now, I'm going to do reconversion onto the other one and do the HDMI test and let you know how this stuff works. So, if you excuse me right quick. Guys, you do not know how terrible this thing is. Like, literally, while recording, trying to at least do some, like, mini commentary stuff, like live, you know, commentary things for it, because my, you know, my capture card has a recording thing for it. It literally cancels out. It literally canceled out my recording equipment. It made my recording equipment literally lag out and like cut up the things, and I'm like it missing literally voice segments, and it's just like that bad. Like it's literally like cut up and like different segments. Like the first time it did it, it didn't do it on the 6-pack, but it did it multiple times. So like certain first reactions that I was doing did not go, and by first reactions like something, you know, to give a little bit more to it. So I have to give a full out thing. Dude, the ear bleeding music in Mega Bomberman is the worst. The fact that the blue stripes there for College Slam is the worst, dude. Like, it's just like, well, no, you just go, there's your team. You got blue stripe versus black stripe. Who's going to win? Play College Slam like this. Bomberman, the worst. You can't even tell what the sounds are. It's just straight up, like, noise. It's just really bad noise. Like, why is this here? 6-pack, only 3 out of the 6 games work? Excuse me? And the games that you really want to play don't work? What? I mean, granted, you can play Sonic on the thing. I tried to play Sonic and Knuckles, and dude, the slowdown is terrible. Like on Super Hangout, well, you saw how terrible the slow the game was. Like, this is asinine slow. There is no reason for this game to be like this. There's no reason for this system to be like this. Who thought it was a good freaking idea to make this, which is, it looks like At Games. If anything from At Games is produced, do not grab it. Okay, this is my first and last time doing this. And you know, I try to be skeptical. You know, don't go in and reading reviews and everything. I just saw it right there in GameStop. I didn't even know it was a thing. Went, grabbed it. Now I'm returning it on the 2nd. Got it on the 1st, going back on the 2nd. I want to get, dudes, don't do it. It's a trap. It's a hassle. I know there's like some people that would love, you know, an HDMI Sega to actually work, but you might as well spend the hard-earned money trying to get the adapter and everything else, or instead of going through this hassle of a pain in the ass type of game system. I will not stand allowed for it, and I do not wish this on anybody else. Don't even get it for your kids. Don't get it for people that are doing this. Don't even get it for your worst enemies. Get everybody that they deserve, which is the SNES or the Nintendo NES. If you can grab them. If not, just get a goddamn Switch or a Wii U, especially a Wii U, because most of these games you can get on the Wii U now, or just go ahead and get a Sega Genesis and get an old TV. That'll be fine. Do not grab this. Do not even look at it. Do not even think twice. Don't make the mistake I made. Don't do it, guys. The rest of this, like, I'm sure, don't do it, please. I'm trying to save you all. This is some bullshit, and they need to take this shit off stock. Pronto. This is terrible. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but they need to be fired for life. JFK Gamers 1 signing out. Fuck, man. And before I go off and leaving you with something, I'm going to give you a little bit of gameplay. This is super hang-on, mind you. This was supposed to be like a live actual thing I was doing. But literally, this game controls like ass. Your character takes forever to turn. I hit left, 2-3 seconds later, they turn left. I hit right, it has to take them time to correct and then turn right. I was hitting the acceleration button and I wasn't going faster than 93, 91 miles per hour. And that game, you're supposed to be going at least faster than that. And I've hit everybody to make sure I was hitting everything right. I even checked online to make sure I was doing the shit right. It should never be this slow. It was way faster than this. Plus the game freaked out halfway through it. So look, I'm going to leave you with this slow, monotonous gameplay of how it takes to get from like 1/3 of the game. Literally, 1/3 of the game. This is how long it took me to get to 1/3 of the game. Not even halfway. Like usually most of the time when you play, it's halfway, 1/3. Just keep that in mind.